rebuilding. A catastrophic failure, a new start. Physically, mentally, our careers, our businesses. Step back, first step, next step. The driver in me just wants to get it done tomorrow. We'll do this, do that, let's move this, where are we at with this? You build some confidence, build some self-esteem, start to feel better about yourself. The Silverback Blueprint Podcast, a show for men over 40. We focus on getting stronger, staying motivated, building discipline, creating a community, and becoming truly happy. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 136 of the Silverback Blueprint Podcast, Embrace the Struggle. I think it's really cool when we're able to change our thinking in such a way that when we run into an issue, we start looking at how can we attack it head on and resolve it rather than find ways to avoid it. And we're going to talk a bit about how that can affect us in our training. We can talk about how this is going to, will affect us in our personal growth, even as an entrepreneur and different things. Is that we need to understand, in order for change to happen, there has to be a struggle. We need to learn to embrace that struggle. We need to look at it, recognize it, and understand, and sort of dig our heels in and basically say, all right, motherfucker, let's get this done. You know, in the working out, often when I'm working with a group or individuals and we write the workout on the board, I tell them, guys, this is a list. And all your job is to do is to start to knock the things off this list. You worry about this one exercise, this many reps or this many sets. You focus on that and only that until you're done. Then you move on to the next thing, right? Don't look at the whole workout and go, oh my God, how am I going to do this? This is going to suck. This is going to kick my ass. I don't know if I can even do half this stuff. I've never even heard of this thing, right? And that's a natural thing for us to do. A little bit of fear, right? A little bit of concern, a little bit of laziness, whatever, right? Flip it around. Just look at it and say, you know what? I'm going to work line after line on this. And I'm going to get as far as I can, and I'm going to fight through it all the way. And I think that's one of the reasons why being coached helps, because you're going to put yourself in a situation or deal with a situation you wouldn't normally put yourself into, right? Most people, when they design their own workouts and doing their own workouts at home, most people won't push themselves to that level. They won't do the exercises they need to do. They'll do the ones they want to do. Or they'll adjust their workout based on their mood and how they feel that day. I feel great. Fuck it. Let's go. Oh, I had a rough day. I don't feel like doing this. I'm going to pedal a little bit. Then I'm going to go and just stop. And that's normal. But if we can turn around and understand it's about embracing that struggle and saying, hey, listen, I get 20 minutes to work out this high intensity workout. Just 20 minutes. I'm going to start the timer. I'm going to do as much as I can, take a little break when I need it, and I go back into it. Next thing you know, that 20 minutes is gone. And that's the same 20 minutes that would go by if you were sitting on a couch. The difference is there's more discomfort when we're embracing the struggle. But the difference is at the end of that 20 minutes, you're going to have a huge sense of accomplishment. You're going to have a physical release. You're going to have the endorphin release. You're going to burn calories. You're going to be starting to break down and rebuild muscle tissue because of it. You're going to start moving forward and making changes because you're embracing the struggle. You need to look at whatever task that's in front of you. You need to look at doing it and not stopping until it's complete, no matter how long it takes or how hard it is. That's all. That's all we have to do. We have to approach our things with that kind of situation. You know what? And in fact, this is one of the concepts that I really admire about CrossFit. I might not like all their training, and I might not be crazy about some of their concepts, but I'm not one of these guys that goes around bashes CrossFit just for bashing CrossFit's sake as well, right? But one of the things I admire about that, when you watch their fucking workouts, and you watch the people driving through those workouts, they're not stopping to check their phones between sets. The workout is an objective, and they kill themselves until it's done. I admire that. I admire that concept and that attacking the workout. They're working their ass off. I don't want to get into form. I don't want to get into the type of exercise. That doesn't matter. Not for this point that I'm making. It's the same thing too. If you're in the gym, powerlifter, doing your sets and reps, if you're on the fucking phone in between sets and taking time, and in your mind you're taking a 90-second rest, and honestly, if you sit back and look at it, it's 7 minutes. That's not the same. I'm not talking about you're videotaping yourself or recording. I always date myself when I say videotape myself. I'm not talking about recording your exercises for form and for things like that. I think that's really cool. I think it's a great tool. We do it a lot. I use it a lot. Right? But I'm talking about when it's set one, get in there, do your set. When it's your turn again, hit that set again. Get uncomfortable. Start breathing hard. Right? If you're doing any type of workout and you're not sweating and breathing hard at the end of it, even at the very minimum, you haven't done a lot to make any changes. You've kind of gone through the motions. Is it better than sitting on your ass on the couch? Yes. But is it the kind of thing that's going to make you stronger, fitter, tougher, leaner? No. We have to start to embrace that struggle. We need to put the fucking phone down. We need to put that distraction down mentally so we can drive that mental focus into what we're doing. I'll tell you right now, when I watch people work out, when I see people checking their phone between sets, instantly I know that they're not dialed in. Instantly I know that they're not pushing as hard as they could push in that workout. Some people know it. They're going through it. Some people don't. They think that, hey, I'm doing it. I'm following this. I'm doing my 10 sets of 10. The difference is, with that lack of focus and that, and having that distraction, they're taking 18 to 25 minutes to do that 10 sets of 10 when maybe they should be doing it in 8 minutes or 10 minutes. Or at the very least, be fucking glad it's over when it's done. There needs to be visible and perceived exertion for changes to happen. And that's the same in anything that we're doing. We need to embrace the struggle if we want to make changes. If we want to stay with the status quo, we want to stay where things are, and we want to kid ourselves that we're happy with where things are, then don't put that effort in. But we'll start to backtrack soon. And then what was once easy starts to become hard again because we stop pushing forward. Embrace the struggle. Let's look at our, for things like personal growth. What are some of the things that we can, that we need to embrace the struggle on? Eating better, sleeping better, getting up earlier, going to bed earlier, staying more focused, working on the issues that we have to work on, our emotions, right? Improving our areas that we need to improve on, looking at things clear, spending time trying to figure out what the fuck it is we really want to do, and then putting a plan together, and then executing on that plan. That's the struggle. Putting it together and then executing. That's the struggle. That's what we got to embrace. We got to understand that the work we're doing today might not pay off for 10 days, 10 weeks, 10 months, 10 years. That's embracing the struggle. At the end of the day, if it's worth anything, if it means that anything of value to us, understand that there's going to be an element of struggle to it. And you've got to force yourself to get through that. You've got to learn to embrace it. You've got to become comfortable being uncomfortable. Now, ideally, we want to work on getting better at those things. We want to find out, how can we modify our activity levels so that these things that we need to change can be done more efficiently. It's always harder to start things at the beginning. I'd always say the heavy lifting's at the beginning, but once we get the momentum going, things are better. But it's all part of embracing that struggle. As an entrepreneur, the struggle, right, especially you guys that are listening to me that are entrepreneurs, it's a lot of struggle. It's a struggle, and a lot of us don't talk about it. That's the one thing I find about entrepreneurs, a common thread, is that when you get in a room with 2 or 3 entrepreneurs, we all start talking about what we're doing because we finally feel we can talk to people that get us and understand our struggle and what we're doing. Because it is different, and it can be very lonely. When you're an entrepreneur, right, you're not working 37 hours a week. You're not getting paid for every hour. You're not getting credit for the things that go well, but you get all the shit when things go poorly. That is part of the struggle. And that's the one thing that, when things are going well, it's great. But when we start to have issues and we run into problems, we have those days that aren't the best days, we need to, as entrepreneurs, remind ourselves that we signed up for this struggle. And only another entrepreneur will understand and truly appreciate the struggle and respect it. At the end of the struggle, hopefully, we have our successes and we build the companies that we want and the brands that we want. And that's where people sit on that side and look at us and point at us and just say shit like, oh, look how easy it is. It must be nice. And, all that kind of stuff. But these are the same people that were couldn't fucking point out your mistakes along the way fast enough. They're the ones that were sitting by the sidelines, sitting there trying to pick on any little thing they could when things weren't going as well as they could. But an entrepreneur, we don't do that. An entrepreneur, we take all that shit. Because that's part of the gig. That's part of the struggle of being a true entrepreneur. At the end of the day, if it's worth something to us and it's part of our dreams, entrepreneur, individual, whatever you are, wherever you are on that scale, understand that if you want to make changes and you want to have things better and you want to achieve things, you have to embrace that struggle. You have to learn to even look for that struggle. You have to learn that when you're knee deep in that struggle, you need to take a minute and then look at it and appreciate the fact that you have a struggle. Because that means you're moving towards something. We need to get smarter along the way so we don't have the same struggles over and over again. That's a whole different aspect. That's a whole different issue, right? For some people, the struggle is drama. Some people don't like drama, so they work on making things, work in a situation that they avoid as much drama as possible. Always in a positive way, not in avoidance. But then you have people who wallow and love the drama and don't do anything to change it. So there's always drama. That's not the struggle I'm talking about. That's a senseless struggle. Right? I'm talking about embracing the struggle that's moving you towards what it is you truly want to achieve personally, financially, business-wise, career-wise, family-wise, spiritually. Understand that if you really want to achieve what you want to do, if it means something to you, truly does, understand that right behind it, right along with it, is going to be struggle. So you better be sure that it's important enough for you to want to go through that struggle and endure that struggle. I hear it a lot of times, guys will say, all those years of heavy lifting, your back is sore and this kind of stuff. I knew that was going to happen. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'm 50, turning 51 in 6 months. My back is sore, especially when I'm in my heavy lifting. But there's so many people out there whose backs are destroyed, who can't do anything because they did nothing along the way either. There's a big difference in the two struggles. I'd much rather have my back is sore and I have to sit down a little more often when I'm in my heavy lifting season because I'm moving towards goals and I'm pushing and I'm still fighting and I'm still working on improving. Because at the end, the net result of that is that for me, I'm moving towards my goals, my dreams, being happier, being fulfilled, getting stuff done that I said I was going to get done. I'll take the sore back along the way. What I don't want to have is a sore back because I haven't done anything and I can't do anything because of it. That's a fucking shitty struggle. And I don't want that struggle. And I don't want my people that I work with and people that are listening to this podcast. That's not the struggle I want you guys to have. If we're going to struggle, it has to be for positive reasons, for good reasons, reasons that make sense, that will make us better, that will fulfill us. That's the struggle I want to see happen. That's the good struggle. And that's the struggle we need to search out. We need to embrace. We need to respect. And we need to appreciate it. And then we got to fucking work through it. Guys, it's not a happenstance that my favorite tagline is work hard, motherfuckers. Because it truly is about working hard. If it's worth it. Find your struggle, make sure it's for the right reason, and embrace it, guys. That's all I have to say for now on that, guys. Head on over to iTunes. Leave us a 5-star rating, a positive review. Head on over to hostilegear.com. Use the code word Silverback. Save 20% off some kick-ass Work Hard Motherfucker merch. And of course, guys, you need to work hard, motherfuckers. And I'll talk to you guys later.